Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an easy beginner table runner. This is a nice sewing tutorial for any beginner sewer. If I can do this, I believe you can do it, and it's a great way to do a dupe. I actually was browsing through Pottery Barn and noticed this table runner, and I thought it was beautiful, but the price point was way out of my budget. It was almost $100, and I figured I can make this for a lot less, and I did that. I made it for a fraction of the cost. So what you're going to need is a stripe blue and white material. This is a ticking stripe. They have it advertised red and white, tan and white, but I really like the blue and white for spring. So with all fabric that I have ordered or have picked up, I like to give it a good washing, and now I'm at the point where it's washed and dried and I'm ironing it. So as always, I will link the blog post that's attached to this video in the description box below. And once you click on the blog post, there will be links of where I purchase all of the items to do this table runner. Now this table runner is also linked in the blog post, and it's the Wheaton table runner. And I wanted this dupe to be very close to the original. So after I ironed and smoothed out the fabric, I went ahead and measured it out. On the Pottery Barn website, it is measured at 18 inches for the width and 108 inches for the length. So right now I'm just measuring out and cutting close to that with a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. I believe that you can make your home or your space beautiful with very limited budget. And I love looking at expensive catalogs or things that are out of my budget and trying to create the same look for a fraction of the cost. So I believe that you can do that. And yes, if you are not a sewer or a seamstress, you don't have to be perfect at this. I'm a total beginner. And all you really need is a very inexpensive sewing machine. My sewing machine is an entry-level sewing machine. Basically, I picked it up for less than $100 and a good pair of scissors and a couple of tutorials, and you can do it too. So right now I am cutting out the material, and the scissors I'm using are fabric scissors that you can easily pick up at any fabric store. And cutting the material, I am saving all the excess material because you never know if I need it in the future. And now I'm pinning all of the areas that need to be sewn. So that is the long side and both width. Because I folded the material in half, I don't have to sew the folded part because that's already done for me. So I think the trickiest part of sewing is learning how to work a sewing machine. So make sure you read through your directions on how to thread your machine, how to thread your bobbin, and the different stitches. So I'm just doing a basic stitch here, and like I said, I'm doing it about a 1/2 inch all the way around. And once I sew everything all the way around, I'm turning it right side out, and then I'm pinning the last part of the table runner, which is the opening, because you need to leave an opening so you can flip it inside out, or right side out, I should say. And then I pin that, and then I'm going to sew again. And then after that, I thought a nice zigzag stitch on top would be fun. So that is what I'm doing. And I use an iron on everything. I did take a sewing course literally when I was in 6th and 7th grade. So back when I was a young girl. And I remember my sewing teacher telling me to make sure you iron everything, iron your seams, iron your pleats, iron everything, because it's going to give that more crisp, professional look. So that's what I'm doing here. So if you're new to sewing, or maybe you are a professional, I think it's very important for you to try new things at least once a week, things that are outside your comfort zone. And sewing, like I said, was something that I experimented when I was a young girl, when I was more open to trying new things. And I wasn't very good at it, so I gave it up. And now as an adult, it was something that I've always wanted to achieve and become better at. So I think if you start small and just try to achieve something new, you can eventually, it's not going to be perfect in the beginning, but eventually I think it's going to be perfect, and you're going to be proud of your accomplishments. So always feel comfortable in trying new things, and always accept that maybe it's not going to be perfect today. But if you have the heart and drive, one day it's going to be exactly the way you want it. So start somewhere and know that you can do it. And that's why I like to create things that are affordable, because if I goof, or if it didn't come out quite the way I want it, I know I'm not investing a whole lot of money, because I think that would stress me out even more if I knew that I was investing a whole lot of money. But this is, like I said, this sewing tutorial is very affordable to do, and you can create the same look. You don't necessarily have to use this fabric, but this table runner literally is a beginner sewing project, and you can customize it to any situation. So if you want it smaller or larger, you can totally do that. We are where I turn the material right side, or the right side out, and I'm pinning it. And then I'm going to go through with my sewing machine and finish it up. This, from beginning to end, this project took me, I would say, a little bit over an hour. But if you're super hyper focused, and depending on your experience, you could probably do it less than an hour. I was listening to a podcast during the time, so I was working a little bit slower, because I was doing two things, listening and using my mind and hands at the same time as well. So depending on how focused you are and experience, I would say anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to complete this project from beginning to end. The super fun part for some, I find this a little bit challenging because I always feel like I am not good enough when I do this or it doesn't look right. So we are going to style kind of a summer/Easter table. So I'm giving my table, my current table, a good cleaning and taking out all of the winter decor to add spring decor. And the reason I say I struggle with this is because I always feel like it doesn't look true or original or the way I want it to look. So I'm always constantly playing around with this, perfecting this, and analyzing this. Some people just have a natural talent to make things look beautiful. I am not one of them. So now it's time to lay out my table runner on my table, and I am going to style it with a lot of my current dishes, including my ironstone. And then I found another photo on Pottery Barn that had these beautiful ferns and palm leaves in glass jars. So I'm going to use that as my centerpiece. And I found most of the items, believe it or not, at the Dollar Tree. So I thought that was a great way to style a table for the spring. And I played around with this several different ways until I got the right look. I didn't set the whole table because I wasn't 100% sure if that was the route I was going for my Easter brunch. So here is my blue and white ironstone. I'm setting it for 2. On Easter morning, there'll be 4 of us, so I will set it for 4 at that time. I don't keep my table set for the whole season just because we use this table for everything. You've seen me sew on it. My daughter does homework on this. We eat here, all our meals and whatnot. But on Easter morning, it will be set very similar to the style that I create today. As you can see, I'm playing around with it, adding, taking away to find just the right look that I feel comfortable with. And I believe that's how most decorators decorate things. I'm not 100% sure, but I found that's what works for me. So I hope this video encourages you to try something new and outside your comfort zone, and know that you don't have to be perfect at first, but know that it's a work in progress. And I hope that you get some inspiration to make your home beautiful on a budget. Like I said, this table runner was very inexpensive, and I believe you can achieve the same look with any desired material and just a few simple things and items to create it, and basic knowledge of sewing. So please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more videos like this, and I hope they encourage you and inspire you to create a beautiful home on a budget. Thank you for watching and stopping by. And remember, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos from me. Have a great day.